This is Colin Dijs. I hope you're having an amazing day. This is the start of a new journey. This is the first video in a playlist where I show you my failure to success road, the last 10 years of my entrepreneurial journey. So not too long ago, I got inspired to do this. I asked my students, would you like to know about my failures, how it turned into success? Because it looks very easy, but it's definitely not. So not too long ago, one of my coaching clients, Neal, sent me an email, which basically started all of this. It was an abstract from the FLift forum. So it's an affiliate marketing community online. And the title said, Colin, you deserve better than this. So there's a post in that community which basically destroys me, what I'm trying to do on YouTube, educate you guys, and my entire career. I'm not going to read the entire post because it's just somebody's opinion, but I want to highlight one piece that motivated me to make this journey for you guys, this entire playlist, discussing each of my failed businesses, my failed business opportunities, which basically got me where I am today, right? So it says, there are a lot of failed ventures and projects on his name, 2 forums, a landing page builder, a hosting thing, multiple courses, a university, failed coaching programs, etc., etc. And it goes on, a full sum up of all the projects I failed on throughout the years. So that's your username. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate you pointing this out. It's more of a negative piece, but I'm going to give it a positive twist because that's the person I am. So Neal, thank you for pointing it out. Dads, thank you for being transparent and sharing your opinion. So I don't mind if people have a different point of view than I have on this business. That's just how it is. But I do want to take this example and turn it into something positive for everybody to get motivated and to learn that business is not easy. If it would be easy, everybody would do this. But I'm so grateful for the more than 25, 30 projects that I have failed over the last 10 years. Yes, we're going 10 years back, picking up every single opportunity that I've done to see where I am today. Of course, as of today, I am 28 years old. I live in Amsterdam. I have an office that fits 50 people. I own a software company. I own a consulting company. I'm the chairman of a huge performance marketing group, and life couldn't be better. I can go where I want. I have enough money to do whatever I want and for a long time, right? So I'm blessed to be in the position to teach you guys and to have an amazing following that appreciates these videos. So thank you for continuously supporting me in my effort to educate everybody on performance marketing. Anyway, back to the story. I think me sharing my vision, sharing how things change, all the things that I've learned, and all the continuous failures that have led ultimately to my success is priceless to share, right? Because in a world of hype and motivation and marketing and instant gratification, we lose that the understanding that we need to fail to win, right? Which is very important. So throughout this video, this is the first one of the series. Keep watching, keep going through the videos, understand that some of these projects might not be that interesting. I go from SEO to dropshipping through info products and basically the entire growth journey within the performance marketing space to where I am today. So it will be quite a list, but it will definitely be worth it. We are going to, so Neal, thank you. Dads from FLift, also thanks to you. And I hope one day you might change your opinion of me if you maybe watch this series. But I do appreciate you for being honest. We're going to Facebook, actually. I have a Facebook post here. So obviously I can't remember everything from the last 10 years, but I did dig a lot. And one of my students, Aleno Oliveira, asked me, why don't you record everything? That would be so amazing. So that's what I'm here doing, thanks to him. It's a post from 1st of April 2011, just over 10 years ago, 10 and a half years ago. It says in Dutch, the iPhone cases are in, €5 each. So as far as I can remember, I've always been doing stuff, but this was the moment when I ventured into online marketing, right? So I've been trading PlayStation games, that kind of hustle, like way back, since I was like 14. And I will address that shortly, but this was the moment of the online marketing space. So I bought these from AliExpress. I can still remember. I purchased these with my mom's credit card because in the Netherlands everything is debit. So it's very difficult to get a credit card. My mom had a credit card at the time. I used that credit card to make the purchase on AliExpress. And I only heard about flipping iPhone cases because I read it on a blog post. Right, so I was searching how to make money. Right now, there are so many YouTube videos, so many blogs, so many TikTok, everything on how to make money online. 10 years ago, it wasn't exactly like that, right? So there were a couple of sources, and that was basically, I was there at the right moment because dropshipping at that moment was going up. But at this moment, when I bought these cases, I wasn't even thinking about that. I just wanted to sell them locally to my friends. The problem was, well, they came in a bubble wrap envelope. I still remember really well. The problem was with these cases, I didn't have an iPhone, so I couldn't fit the case myself. I fit it on my friend's iPhone. Turned out they were too big, right? So they were a little loose. I bought these for like, I think 20 cents each. So I went to flip them for €5, a very big jump. I ended up selling only one to my uncle, which is obviously a disaster. These iPhone cases, I put in a box. They stayed in my bedroom for 4 years before I threw them in the trash, right? So definitely a big failure here as the first step, but obviously that's common. At the time I was 18, I was living with my parents, I was going to school in Amsterdam studying international business, right? So at the time, basically, I had no marketing experience, which was very important. I thought I could just buy these iPhone cases, push them to my friends and make some money. Right? I was working in a grocery store at the time, and obviously you don't get paid that much. So I think I was getting like €6 an hour. So if I could sell one iPhone case and make like almost €5 profit, that would be really good for me, to add. But it was definitely for me more the opportunity to see if I could do it. Could I buy something and just resell it and make quick profit? Obviously, I underestimated the process. I didn't understand that I didn't have a market to sell to. I didn't have a following. I was just trying to say like, hey, you have an iPhone, do you need a case? And people said no. Then I didn't know what to do, right? So no marketing experience. I underestimated the process, how difficult it was. I thought like I ordered this, 2 days later I have it, right? Because in the Netherlands, if you order something online within 1 day, these days within 12 hours, you get your package delivered. Amazon, like everything is super fast. But I took 3.5 weeks for the package to arrive, which is very important. So overall, I just underestimated the scope of this, right? I was impatient. I did take it a step further, however, because that's very important. I didn't give up, right? That was the most important thing. So this project came to a stop quite quickly, right? I realized at the time that I had to keep things moving. So what did I do is I was going to a website, a Dutch website called Marktplaats, which basically translates to marketplace. It got acquired by eBay like 4 years ago or something. So now you need to pay to put up ads. But at the time I was doing it, it was free. So I was just looking for like FIFA 2021, right? At the time I was just looking for PlayStation games. And people were just selling their used games, right? I would buy this for $15. And usually they sell multiple games, or they sell a console with multiple games. So I was doing this primarily all from within the Netherlands. Telling people like, hey, you're selling 5 games, they're $10 each, but I will buy all of them for $30, right? People were like, nah, that's okay. But 1 out of 5 people would say, yes, I will do it. Then I would get there and I would say, okay, well, $30, I'll probably take it for $25, right? That's a $5 difference, but on margin, it would account to a lot because I was buying games basically almost every day, right? I was just cycling around on my bike, picking up all these games from all these people. And then I would resell them in either individual pricing or big packages, like 25 games with a console, like all together. So every time I took a small margin, and that's how I made money. Up until a point where I made more money, or equal the amount of money, fair enough, with this, as I did with my grocery store job. The problem was I got lazy, right? I didn't want to go pick up these games. There's a lot of weirdos and creeps. And obviously with delivery of these products, people come to your house all the time to pick up the stuff as well. But I did do this for a good while, like 4 to 6 months or something, because it was just easy money at that point. But my focus switched again, right? I was looking online, right? I was looking to what would be the best way, right? So this is like Being impatient was obviously very important. I was not desperate for money because I didn't spend that much money. The thing, however, I like to do was just take something and make it better and in return get money, right? It was a game to me. It was fun, exciting. So I remember really well is that I went back to AliExpress, attempt number 2 with the drop shipping, because somebody told me marketing is about passion, right? So you should do something that you love, something that you understand the target market. With the iPhones, I didn't understand. I didn't even have an iPhone, right? But understanding the target market, that was one of my first things that I was taught in business school, and I was like, makes sense, you know, if I understand the product, I could maybe sell it better. So I started buying fishing lures, which was a great move, right? So again, I used this website to sell these fishing lures. And this was quite a big case, so it was like a cardboard box, and there were like these kind of wobblers, right, to catch like pike and stuff, like exactly like this. And they come in like these plastic cases. I don't know if I can show you one. Yeah, oh, there we go. That was just one. Yeah, so they come in these like plastic cases. If you're into fishing, then you know this. So they stacked all these together and it filled the entire box perfectly. So the entire box was like all these plastic things combined, and there were like 45 of them. And I bought them at like 50 cents each. These things are expensive, right? One of these things can run you like $15, $12, right? They're expensive. So I bought them for 50 cents and I was like, man, I'm going to make so much money. Then I put them online. What happened was it sold amazing, right? I just put them on there for 4 euros, right? 8 times the price. Everything was gone in 2 days. It was amazing. Then I started getting complaints, like literally even a week later. I had like, I think 3 myself, and the complaints was that the hooks and the change on it were rusting from the water, so they were getting rusty. So people wanted their money back at the time. I didn't know what to do, so I just ghosted them, right? But I was using the fishing lures myself. They were not going through the water smoothly, right? These lures, they need to go up and down. They have like these lips on them just to go up and down, and they were like wobbly, cranky, low quality, very bad. And they started to rust. And one thing that you don't want on your fishing gear is to get things rusty, right? So that was a nightmare. So I was like, let me not sell fishing lures anymore. But I couldn't resist. So there's this one plug. They were jerk baits. Yes, these ones. So these ones were very special, right? So then I got a email marketing from like a fishing shop, and they were saying like, we got these special Rosemeyer, which is like a brand, tackle boxes, which they come with like different variations. So you had like one of the fat ones, one of the small ones, and these ones are very expensive. Look, 17 euros 50, right? That's quite expensive for one. And I got a box. So I told this store, I will buy all your boxes for like, I think it was something like 25 bucks. This was my favorite, this one, the big one. I will buy all the boxes for 25 bucks. They had like 5 of them. So they shipped me the boxes, I paid them, right? And then what I did is I separated the parts. So I sold the plugs individually. It didn't go that fast. Yes, I sold maybe 1 or 2 per week and I had to ship them, but I sold them again using this website. Like once you understand one trick, you're just going to repeat it, right? So then I sold these plugs individually. I sold them for like 15 bucks each. So there were like 5 or 6 in a box. The ROI was great, but it wasn't for the money for me. Of course I was excited, right? But I made enough money with the grocery store job, so I wasn't focused on the money because I had no expenses. I was living with my parents, right? I was going to school, but I was just taking something, turning it around, selling it as secondhand, right? So that was basically the e-commerce part. Again, I stopped doing this because I ran out of stock, and I didn't want to repeat the Chinese mistake, right, by getting low quality stuff. So I went from low quality to high quality. I learned some marketing elements. Quality is important, and you can still make money if you're smart, and if you see an opportunity, then take it, right? So now we are like 6 months into the 10-year journey. We have 2 failed projects and 1 failure that's turned around into a win, right? I'm going to address one more because this one is really funny. Yes, which is a huge grocery store in the Netherlands called Albert Heijn. So I used to work here for like a long time as like stock shelf guy. I used to work at a later stage at the vegetable department. But yeah, I worked here for like 6 years. So I started working here when I was 15. And in the Christmas time, I remember really well, there are discounts, right? And the big discount was a gourmet set. So it's like this, right? Like a hot plate kind of thing. So they have these boxes, and usually they're like $45, or here $80 for this thing, and then they're like discounted for like $35. Yeah, I was chilling with my manager, or like team lead at the time, and the team lead was telling me like, hey man, something fucked up in the system. I think we need to put these gourmet sets in the back because we have like 100 of them, and they scan for like $2. So the system is bugging, right? So he goes to the manager, and we're eating lunch. I remember it so well. And the manager says, it's almost Christmas, right? It's like the fucking 23rd. We need to get rid of this shit. If it's $2, then it's $2, right? I don't want to take up too much space because after Christmas, we definitely can't sell them. If it's a mistake, it is what it is. So this team lead tells me like, oh, I'm just gonna grab like 5 pieces and put them aside so I can share it with my family. If they're only $2, right? That's a nice gesture. And I was like, man, I'm gonna buy all that shit, right? So I texted my dad. I was like, can you come pick me up with the car after work because it's snowing, right? The snow was maybe heap high. And he was like, nah, I can't do that. I'm busy. You're on your bike anyway. And I was like, how am I going to take all these things? So the walk, by bicycle, it's maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes to my house. Walking is maybe 25 minutes, right? 30 minutes. So I took 12 of these gourmet sets. So I spent like $24 with my debit card, and I put them on my bike, right? So I stacked them on like the back of the bike. So I got like a Gazelle bike. This is too funny. I got like the Gazelle bike, like something like this. And I put them like on the back here, but it only fit like 6. Then I had like 1, 2, 3 like hooked between this. They were like all stuck. I just smacked them in there. I had like 2 in one hand, 2 in the other hand, and then I started walking. The problem was these 6 were starting to fall off every time. So I had them bind it with like a small rope, which I got from like the storage, but it didn't work. So every 2 minutes I had to stop, repack all that shit, and then walk again. So it took me about an hour and 45 minutes to get home. But I showed up and my parents were like, Colin, what the fuck do you got? Right? You got fucking 12 of these gourmet sets. What are you gonna do? I'm like, well, it's December 23rd. I went back to this website. I put them online. And the same evening, I sold 3 for $25 each. Obviously, these things are $80. They're sold out everywhere, right? And I put them online for $25. I sold 3 in the first night, right? So these people came to my house, and my dad was like, man, that's smart. A guy comes to the door, pays me, is one of my dad's friends from work. So they start having a talk. My dad is like, well, don't rip off this guy, just give him $10. So he paid me $10 instead of 25. He was very happy. And then at a later stage, he gave my dad $15 at work. So at the end, he paid $25. But my dad was like, don't rip him off because you only bought it for $2, right? And he's his friend. So that was very funny, coincidence. But that was just such a mad story because I didn't sell all of them. I think I sold 5 for like $25. And then I gave my grandma one, I gave my other grandma one, I gave my parents one, I gave my sister one because I had to get rid of them, right? The next time I got into work, the manager said like, oh, yeah, I heard you bought 12 of that shit. I mean, like, I don't mind. Just know that other people are not happy because they couldn't get one because you got 12. Marek, the other guy, got 5. Is maybe sharing is caring, you know? And I was like, fuck it, I already sold them, right? So if you want to give them back, and I was like, can't give them back because I got rid of them and I sold the other ones. But I was like, everybody could have taken them, you know? If you were not working, you just missed that opportunity. It's not my bad. But I made, for me at that time, $75 was a lot of money, right? So I was so happy, so excited. And that was basically, I think, the last opportunity before I really dived into online marketing and just kept my focus there. Because this was just a sporadic opportunity, but looking back at it now, it's just a sign of hungriness, of hustle, of opportunity. I saw the opportunity, I took it, I put the stuff online, but I could never know about this website and reselling stuff if I didn't do that with the fishing lures, with the iPhone cases, with the PlayStation games, right? So that experience brought me to double down on this opportunity of gourmet sets, right? Devices like hot plates, like some kind of grillet kind of thing, which turned out to be a good opportunity. This is 2011, 10 years ago, as of today, right? We're going into a very different direction with the next video, where we're talking about an opportunity that made me thousands, right? I didn't know anything at the time, thousands, right? I hope you're enjoying this journey, my storytelling. There is many more videos to come in this playlist. So if you enjoyed this journey so far, give it a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts and funny comments down below, and I'll be sure to have a look. I will see you in the next video, where we're going to talk about trading card games.